right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Heights Garage's Shop Talk. We're back. My brother's back in studio. We're back in studio. Appreciate the boys down at my job. Holding it down for that 1 week. And yeah, we're my bad. We're back here. Like we said, we've been doing a lot of personal stuff. I know our personal friends and things like that. They know that we are coaching, and it's been pretty fun. But it's also been super time consuming because, like, right after work, we're going to practice.
Yeah,
we got to
deal with these change and leave.
Got to deal with these little fucktards. But yeah, it's Sunday. We actually just did shoulder pad fitting and all that for the kids. So we're even coming off of that. So we're back, and it's cool that we always tell each other, oh, let's do the podcast. When are we going to do the podcast? And yesterday when you told me, like, oh, let's do it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I've been meaning to kind of talk about this big topic, sort of. I don't know if you've seen, but a bunch of YouTubers, like car YouTubers, they're leaving. They're leaving, yeah. Well, the companies, right? So one of the big ones was Hoonigan that started in the beginning of the year. They sold to, I believe it's like Tire Pros or something. Mm-hmm. And immediately, Brian Scotto, which is a co-founder, because obviously he sold it, so he had some stake in it. He sold it. They sold it, and he decided, like, yeah, I'm kind of out of here. And then Ventura, he left. Hurt Wrench left. Like, a bunch of people left Hoonigan, and it's happening a lot. One of the big ones that's happening right now is at Donut Media.
Yeah, I seen John send it to us. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
They got bought too, which is good. Like, when you build a company, that's what you want. You want to be able to build it and then have someone else with a lot more money buy it from you. So that's good. But like, they're the two main guys, not main guys, but one of the big ones, Zach Jobs, and I forget what the other dude's name is. They left too immediately. Like, as soon as it happened, they created it's called Big Time. And their YouTube channel, like, within the first day that they brought it up with one video, it was trending number 4 in the world.
What the hell?
And they already had like 1.2 million subscribers and all that. So it just goes to show that these companies legit, not that they don't care, but they're nothing without the grassroots guys. Because that's what it was.
The guys that started it, the guys that have been there.
Yeah, because that's what Hoonigan was too. They just bought they were actually, when they first started, they were here in Boyle Heights. I don't know exactly where. But they were here in Boyle Heights.
Somewhere over there by I think where El Pato's at. The factories.
Oh, yeah, all those factories. That makes sense.
Those factories are at.
So they started here, and then same thing. They went on to bigger and better things in Long Beach, and then from there they went to Compton. And when they got to Compton, obviously Ken Bach died, and they got bought out. And that's when everybody just left. And they all say, like, oh, it's nothing against him. But Zach Jobs and that other dude on Big Time, they actually kind of talked about it. They're like, there's no hard feelings. It's more corporate now. Like, they want us to have specific videos, and they want it to be very viewer based.
It's not like, just like, oh, let's just go, not necessarily fuck around, but we're gonna record our day to day what we're doing and stuff. We're
gonna do this dumb little project. Like no, they said it got more into like a job. Like it went to
this video, you guys do this.
Yeah, we gotta have this. We gotta make this. Yeah. Like, we need to make this quota.
It wasn't coming naturally.
No, and so they left, and then that too, Zach Job, who applied and was like, oh, to be more of a mechanic. He's more hands-on. They ended up having him, like, helping edit and stuff. And he was like, I think he said, like, he didn't mind, but he was like, that's not really why I was here. Like, why you guys brought me. And there was a couple channels, little things that they would do. And they stopped doing it. And that's what they brought up too. Like, oh, we actually want to do like Garage Science or Garage, beat Bumper to Bumper. All those are done. Like, they don't do those anymore. And they were kind of like, that's what brought us in. And that's kind of why they're leaving and doing their own thing. They're like, it's not the same. Like, now
they want to be able to do what they want to do.
Now they're doing it out of their house. Big Time is coming out of their house. They're building an S14 right now. And it's like in their garage. You see them, dude, just telling them, oh, I need you to go to Harbor Freight. It's like shit like that, like the little things. Don't get me wrong. It's cool to see the big and then what they build on. They're on. But I don't know, something about the everyday guy that sees a YouTuber working on jack stands in their
like
garage.
Something relatable, like, oh, I use that too, or oh, that's what I do on a day-to-day basis as well.
Like, the car's still junky. Like, they're getting actual dirty when they're working on the car. And nothing against those big, because I follow them too. Like, one of the big ones is that guy TJ Hunt. He's building a Porsche out of 2 different Porsches, and then he bought a third Porsche. And it's like, that's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, that's cool. But it's like, I can't buy a Porsche right now. Like,
Yeah,
I don't,
right.
I'm curious about it.
Work
but
on a
it's
Civic.
not even that. It's like, oh, we're taking these parts off and we're going to do it. There's no like real fabricating. Like a bunch of these, they just get too big. And I think they forget the audience. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know what it is because we're not doing that. We're not big, but it's just sad to see first Hoonigan, then Donut.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna
And
come
that's what
up
we all
next.
started watching too. It was,
Yeah.
Hoonigan was the first one that the
Yeah.
YouTube channel that I started watching. It was Cam Block, all those guys when he did the
Gymkhana.
the Gymkhana
Yeah,
over in
here in
downtown.
LA. So that was cool. It's crazy and it sucks because those companies, they're coming in and they're buying it and they're like forcing them to do, I guess, stuff that they like are like, okay, well, if you want that, I guess you're a boss. But at the same time, it's like you see them leave the channel and people are following them not because it's like, oh, fuck the big corporation. It's just like
they want to go with
they're
those
doing,
guys.
They're
They
doing
wanna
what
go
they're
with people.
yeah, like the whole thing. Kurt left and now he's in T-Pain's thing.
Yeah.
And they have their own, like they bought their own little shop or something. But it's still like very grassroots. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not big productions. It's just like one or two cameras. It's just sad because Donut was a good one. Like I said, I didn't really keep up with Hoonigan after, but and then so Donut would come in and those guys are all cool. Don't get me again. They sold the company. That's fine and
Good
dandy.
for them,
Good
and
for
then
them,
like
but
you keep saying that's, and then that's what you want.
yeah, like you want to see them do big stuff, but at the same time, it's like, well, now you're getting away from what you guys were originally doing, and it kind of sucks. But it's happening all over. And I've been seeing it a lot on Instagram. People are just like, what is going on with the YouTube automotive industry? And it's just that they're getting bought out and
making it big time.
It's just not the same, especially when the core guys leave. You kind of like, what are we gonna do now? But it's all right. It's all good. But other than that, this last episode, I don't know if you heard it. The last one,
Yeah,
people have been kind of liking it. Everybody likes Pedro.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
Dreadnought commented.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, we need to hear more of Pedro.
Yeah, it was cool because you guys are always like you've had Roger on, and you guys were talking about like Jesus, Pedro, and then when you had Pedro on, you were talking about Roger and Jesus and other guys.
And so now
you had everybody, and everybody was there kind of like, "Fuck you, I didn't do that." Yeah, you did. Well, Alex told the story, and he said this, and I was like, "No, fuck that. You let me tell it my way." So it was cool, and like you said, it comes back to what you're talking about the YouTube channels. That's what you guys deal on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's relatable. Like the stories you tell me and John, and we talked about on other episodes of dealing with the clients and the customers, and they're just getting mad at you. And it's like, well, anybody can relate to that. Anybody in a shop can relate to that.
Yeah. Because that too, like we wanted to put faces to names.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like we said in the beginning of that episode, I had been wanting to do that for a while, but these guys were like, oh, some of them had went on vacation.
Somebody want to go get fucking pizza, you said, or something.
Yeah,
like that?
they're all gone, and it's like, oh my god. So we finally had a week where the boss wasn't there. Friday, I asked Roger, and he was like, oh, hell yeah, dude, like let's do it. And yeah, it just kind of took off. It's funny. Like the Relo Show movie when they're talking about it and how they were talking about Tom Selleck when they put the mic in front of him, he just shut down. That's how it was kind of too. Like,
well, the fuck, you got so nervous you wouldn't shut up earlier.
Yeah,
2 hours ago we were on the clock. You wouldn't stop talking.
Jesus kind of eased his way in. Pedro, like, I just couldn't. I kept asking him quite like, come on, what do you think of the new guy? And he was just like, yeah, he's all right. And then Robert, he would chime in every now and then. But even before Robert was there, was like, dude, well, what if I don't say anything? It's like, it's fine if you don't say anything. It doesn't matter.
Kind of like, what are you gonna ask us?
Yeah,
what are we gonna talk
all
about?
day. Like, what are we gonna do? The only one who didn't was Roger, and I guess because Roger was already on. But at the same time, like, who cares? Like, we're just talking. But
it's the same way you guys would talk in the shop while you're working with them. Just ring out. You just have a mic in front of you.
We dialed it back a little bit, but like just one step. But that's how our conversations are on break during lunch. Like, we're just going about our day. Same thing. Like, this guy fucked this up. Whoa, no, I didn't. It's because so it's like that's how it is in every shop, and I kind of wanted to capture that, and I hope I did. I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
So
it was good. It was
cool. But then even to piggyback on that, I think I talked about. No, I didn't, because it happened this week. Some dude came in, and he didn't understand when, like, we don't. I know, like in Firestone and those other little shops, they'll do an alignment check, and they won't do your alignment. So they'll set everything up. They'll check your alignment. They'll show you, oh, look, do you want it? It's out, the toe, the camber, whatever. And then you'll go from there and be like, okay, yeah, like I want,
Yeah.
So here where I currently work, we don't do that. if you come in to get your alignment checked, we're gonna do the alignment. More than likely, your alignment's gonna be off, right? Once we have everything set up, you're already getting charged for an alignment. Like, there's no, oh, we set it up and it's bad. What do you want to do? No, it's
we did it.
You're here. It's done. And if it doesn't need anything, we charge them an $85 inspection fee. Like, if it does the one in a blue moon that does happen, like, oh, the alignment's still good, then we won't charge you. Well, not that we won't charge you, but we'll just charge you an inspection fee, $85. This guy came in already acting dumb. He didn't know, like, his truck number. He didn't know anything. And he was like, oh, yeah, like, if I get it, like, you guys will let me know if anything's bad. And so we tell him, like, yeah, we checked the whole truck. And he's like, no, but my alignment. And so Jasmine in the front is like, well, if we set it up, we're going to charge you the alignment. There is no alignment check. He's like, no, yeah, but, like, you'll let me know before you do it. And she's like, no. Again, once it's set up to get done.
Yeah,
so if it's bad, it's going to be done. If it needs a shim, this, that. Okay, no, yeah, I get that. No. Like, you'll do it, but you're going to tell me, right? And she's like, we'll tell you after it's done, like, what we did.
Once it's off the list.
And he wasn't getting it. And so I was just like, all right. And he was, like, holding up a line. It was one of our busiest days. So he was holding up the line, and we're just like, dude, yeah, like, once it's on, like, we don't take it off and ask you, like, it gets done. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah. And he kept talking. Jasmine's like, he's giving him the rest of the information. I was like, so I'm telling him, like, yeah, dude, like, we don't look into the future. It's not like that. It's like, we just, if it's done, it's done. If not, whatever. And I told him, like, yeah, dude, like, I don't got my crystal ball. Like, we can't look. And he took offense to that, like, real bad offense to that. And he was like, hey, man, don't be talking to me like that. And I was like, oh, okay, like, all right. Like, you know, I thought we were joking around with each other. And then he goes, yeah, dude, don't be a smartass with me. I got 3 kids. I work this, 80 hours, And I was just like, oh, okay, my bad. So I didn't even say sorry or anything, but I just like, all right, I'm not going to say anything to this guy anymore. And he kept talking, and he, like, kept coming to me. So I, like, took a step forward. I'm like, fuck this guy. And I was just like, oh, okay. And he's all, that's mean, that's disrespectful. I'm like, okay. All right. And then he goes, oh, where's the manager? Who's the manager? And Jasmine tells him, it's the white guy with the white shirt, white beard. You can't miss him. He went out. He's all talking to him. I went to go get the first truck, brought it up, did this, that, the other. Turns out he was complaining about me, saying it was very disrespectful. But then my boss, he was, like, joking, like, all right, don't talk to the customers anymore. Like, you can't. You're getting me in trouble. I had to talk to that guy for an hour. I don't want to have an hour conversation with
about
these random
complaints.
I was like, oh, okay, my bad. And he was like, yeah. He's like, but then this guy has audacity to fucking tell me that he got into it with someone at Costco too. So we're like, okay, it's not us. It's him. He's going around complaining. Next day comes. The boss is talking to Roger. Oh yeah, the guy. I was at lunch and my boss was on the phone with me for my whole lunch. I'm talking about what? The guy from yesterday. And Roger's like, what guy? And I happen to walk in, and he goes, oh, the guy that this guy fucking told. He was over here defending Jasmine, and he said, hey, I'll meet you outside so I can kick your ass. And Roger was like, what? He's like, I was like, no. And he's like, no, he didn't say that, but that the guy called the corporate number or whatever to complain too.
Get the fuck out of here.
So the good thing is my boss wasn't mad about it. Because, yeah, he knew. As soon as he started talking to him, he was like, this guy's a fucking...
I'm pretty sure he's been there long enough to be like, oh, he's one of those.
Like, oh, no. But yeah, so there was that complaint. That was like the big complaint of the week. We were just laughing. I was laughing. I was like, all right, dude, my bad. Like, and even then, the girls inside were saying, like, are you having because he kept bringing it up. And then they're like, well, are you having a bad day? That's like our class clown. Like, that's how he is all the time. If you took it personal, that's on you. Like, we know him. And he was just like, well, I don't know him. Like, no, well, we do. That's why we're telling you.
Like, he didn't mean it in a threatening way.
Yeah. And that he was just like, oh, well... Oh, like, whatever. So I'm not allowed to talk to customers anymore. So if you go to my job and you see me and I ignore you or I just say, oh, go inside.
He's not ignoring you. He just can't talk to you.
I can't talk to you anymore.
Give him the back with the
game
trash.
over. Yeah. And on Friday, out of all, like, a bunch of customers kept coming to talk to me after. Like, a bunch.
I can't go talk to the boss.
Yeah. Yeah, I was literally, like, just going to the office, or I would make it short. Or, like, before I would even do it, I just tell them, okay, like, oh, my tires are wearing this and that, and they want to give you an answer. They want you to give them an answer right there and then on the parking lot, like, oh, my tires are wearing out like this. Like, what do you think? What is it? I don't know. We'll go see. I'll put it on the rack and I'll let you know. Like, I just like shit like that, and I don't know. I just thought, 'cause again, this guy was being annoying. He wasn't understanding. Like, there's no check.
Like you said, you can't look.
done.
You can't get your crystal ball and look.
Yeah.
You can't see what's
So-
gonna be wrong with it.
He was just going off. It was funny. And then that too, Gary, the black guy that works there, he pulls up and he went to Gene and then he came to talk to me and Jesus. He was I heard this guy yelling at the boss and I was like, oh no, he's doing too much. Let me go walk over there. And he was like, I heard him say something about a crystal ball. And Gary's all, and I knew it was one of you two motherfuckers. It had to have been one of you two. And I was like, it was me, Gary. He's all, man, you messed up, man. Don't be talking to him like joking around. Don't be talking to them like that. Come on, man. But he's like, I knew it had to be one of you two motherfuckers. So like, hey, man, what the fuck you talking about? But yeah, other than that, the week was good, dude. It's the weather too, man. It's way too hot.
Yeah, I remember when I was working there, John would tell me like, I'll be like, oh, I got there when, I started working there like in May, I think, or June, but it wasn't really that busy.
Yeah.
So I remember I was there working when it was cold. Oh no, I'm lying. I started working there in January. I started in January after New Year. Or I think the week before Christmas I started working. Well, whatever. It was cold. It was raining. I was like, oh, there's nothing for me to do. Like, there's no tires in the yard, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And John would tell me, just wait till summer comes. Wait till summer. He's like, for whatever reason, that's when we get fucking, wait till summer comes. Luckily, I left in May. But from hearing you and John talking, it's been fucking busy. Because even he said it was busy, you know? He's like, he had a bunch of calls and that he had to do that one school or the district that they wanted 56 buses done in like 3 days.
And
they needed all the tires changed. And
that one really fucked up.
And John was like, nah, it's not going to happen, dude. There's no fucking way.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's probably because like the truckers, they kind of, not that they go, well, they probably go on vacation because, like during the winter, it's holiday season. And I guess they have the most time during summer.
Well, they're not getting
so used. They all show up or whatever. But yeah, it was an interesting week to say the least. Dude,
it's only the beginning. Summer just started.
Literally just started. All right, hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to get this going because I saw this post and it was about street takeovers, and I was like, okay, and it's actually the laws of street takeovers. That didn't work. That they're making a bunch of stuff felonies now, so it's it's crazy. Hold on,
July 1st.
Yeah, so it basically already went into effect. We're going to bring it up here. Give me 1 second. So, right here, changes to street takeovers. I can't even enlarge it now, but you can see it, right? So, changes to street takeovers. On July 1st, 2024, there will be law changes around street takeovers. If you participate in a street takeover involving 10 or more vehicles known as a coordinated street takeover, you will be charged with a felony and subject to a fine between $2,500 and $4,000. So first and foremost, just don't do it. I'm glad they have something that can kind of combat in it. I mean, a felony, yeah, you're thinking the fine. It's not the biggest. I mean, it is a pretty good amount of money, but at the same time, once you get charged with a felony, dude, it's so hard. You're not gonna get a job. It's just like a DUI, basically. What is your felony? Street takeover.
You ain't driving,
so you're not driving. You're not gonna be able. So if you're trying to get into the automotive field and you think these are cool, well, it's not gonna help out your job either. It comes up. It's gonna pop up. They're gonna see that, and they're gonna be like, "How are you even gonna test drive a car if you?"
Dude.
Like, and even if you're like, "Whoa, it was it was my personal car." It still looks bad because of this. Like, it's like, okay, you're not responsible or whatever. And then over here too, if you obstruct the police or fire vehicle responding to an emergency while racing, taking over a street, or stunt driving, you will be charged with the felony. In addition, your driver's license will be revoked for 4 years for any second or subsequent violation.
God damn.
So your car is getting taken. You're getting charged with the felony. Well, and so if this is your second, from what I'm understanding, it's the second time you get caught for 4 years. It's not even like you get a point or 2 points. 4 years you can't drive legally. And again, if we're getting in the automotive industry, well, guess what? You're not going to be able to be a technician because you can't go on test drives, and that's going to be for 4 years.
Police can seize your vehicle
Yeah.
For
but
forfeiture when the violation is a felony or driver license will be revoked for 2 years.
you
So
see,
they can take your car.
they'll
can
take
tow
your
it.
car,
They'll
and
tow
then
it.
and again, if there's a violation, even if it's not your second offense, your first one, your driver's license will be revoked for 2 years. So not 4, but 2. I mean, yeah, and a spectator will be charged with a non-criminal traffic infraction and fined $400. So even if you're just watching, I mean, not only are you gonna get hit and your pants are gonna fly off, but then if you get caught, it's $400. Any car used in a misdemeanor violation can be impounded for 30 business days, whether or not the person arrested is the registered owner.
Oh, so you can't even take your homeboy's car. You better not take your dad's work truck.
Don't take your mom's car.
Take your mom's car.
Because it's going to be impounded.
Not only that,
for 30 days.
And when you get your car impounded, you got to pay
the
$100 and whatever dollars to just take it out, plus an extra like $60 to $80 a day.
Exactly.
That they have. They charge you the storage fee. They charge you the storage fee. Not only that, if you're still paying off the car, financing it, you still got to pay that month, bro.
Yep.
Plus the insurance. So you're paying probably $500 to $1,000 depending on how much you pay for a car that month you're not going to drive.
And again, just to get the car out.
Just to get the car out.
Just to get the car out. Because then even after that, like I said, and that too, if it's not your car, it's not registered to you, it's still getting taken, dude. So you're fucked.
If you snuck out with your mom's little Civic, your little grocery getter,
you try to get a little joyride going,
she's gonna fuck you up.
Fuck you up because again, man, it's 30 days. They're gonna keep it for 30 days, so you're gonna have to pay the lot 30 days. So good luck with that.
I like that.
I do like it though.
It should. Fucking annoying.
Yeah, it should combat it in something, you know, or at least let them be like, oh, think twice. I had a couple of videos. Let me. Hold on. I thought this one was. This is kind of an old one too. Let me share it.
I thought when the guy has a car in his garage and he's working on it.
Yeah, dude.
It's just fun.
Can we hold on?
In the bottom right. Oh, it's off the laptop.
All right. Well, I mean, we've all heard it. It's lags on the fucking thing. So, anyways, it's this video. It's a video of the guy it's a cop. He pulls up to a shop and he's all like, hey, like, what are you guys doing here? Da, 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 da. You guys are doing this illegal or whatever? And he's all, no, this is my shop. And the guy's like, oh, really? Oh, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, it sounded like someone said that there's a gunshot. It's like an AK-47 or something like that. He says some kind of gun. And the guy's like, yeah, I'll show you. He's like, oh, you're gonna show me? If you turn on that car, it's gonna shoot like that. And he's like, yes, I do nothing illegal here. This is a good shop. Blah, blah, blah. And it's a race car, so it's straight piped. I think it has a turbo, and he basically two-steps it. So he's just going at it, just do, and it's popping, pop, 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 pop. And they're like, okay, my bad.
All right, sorry.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. And they walk away. And it's just that it echoes really loud, and everybody thought there was gunshots. But that too, it's like, hey man, slow your roll when you got something going on like that. Like if you're a shop owner, definitely just show them. I know a lot of people when they get confronted by cops, they kind of like get in this mood, this weird thing. But this guy, he literally just showed, like, look, I'll show you. And it's the funniest thing.
And the cop was still trying to be a smart. Oh, really? You're going to show me?
Yeah, like,
show me? You're telling me it's coming out of the car? Show me then. And I was like, okay, I'll show you.
And see, gamma cut, it pulls hard. Yeah, I don't know why some of these things aren't.
And it's funny because I've seen videos, too, of, like, neighbors knocking on doors.
Mm-hmm.
I seen one. And I guess this guy works on cars in his backyard,
mm-hmm.
like, independently. And some Karen goes up to him and knocks on his door, and she's like, hey, do you have a shop in the back or something? He's like, no. She's like, well, all day we hear cars, all day, just loud. You're super loud. You just go up and down the street, and you're in the backyard. It's just really loud. And he's like, oh, yeah, I work on my car. Like, I have an old car, and I'm working on it. And she's like, yeah, well, can you not work on it now? Like, we're home and blah, blah, blah. He's like, nah, I'm going to work on it. Like, he does something like, oh, the noise ordinance is from 10 p.m. to like 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. I can work on it. It can be noise. It's fine. And she's like, no, it's too loud. I'm gonna call the cops. And he's like, okay, well, you can go ahead and do that. And she's like, and then you're just driving it up and down the street for hours and hours and hours. Like, what's that all about? He's like, well, I gotta test drive him.
You gotta
I
make
gotta
sure
test
it's
drive my
fine.
car. And he's like, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just going up and down the street. I'm not flying. She's like, no, well, that needs to stop. And that shouldn't be allowed. And he's all like, well, that's your opinion. Like, I'm gonna keep working on my car.
Go.
If you're
I'm
gonna
not
waste the
doing
police,
anything
the law
bad.
enforcement's time and call them, go ahead and call them. But I'm not gonna stop. She's like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. And she walks away. And the guy goes, like, he's recording. He's like, all right, guys, I didn't mean to be an asshole, but she was being a bitch. He's like, but my cars are pretty loud. He's like, they're pretty loud. He's like, but he's like, I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm just want to get them running again. I buy parts and I put them on. He's like, they're pretty loud. He's like, if she would have came at me different, then yeah, but you came with the fucking attitude, so fuck her.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a fine line that you gotta walk on to please everybody. But I thought this was interesting too, because I mean I'm not into any like super mega cars or anything like that, but every now and then you'll see a nice one, right? So this guy's talking about his truck, and then we look at this. This is a fixed steering wheel.
What the hell?
See that? And so that's a cluster too. So the Bugatti, those SUVs, the cluster is in the center of the steering wheel, and that doesn't move. So the horn and then the speedometer, the RPMs, all that, it doesn't move. It's literally just the wheel, so that you always see it. It's always on there, perfect, and the dash is clear. Like there's nothing on the dash.
Cool.
And yeah, like I said, so
I think I don't know. I think I'd probably crash driving because I'm
you're
just used to
staring at
everything
it, like,
moving.
yeah, like tripping out.
Or I'll be like, oh, I didn't
Throws you off.
the left wasn't hard enough, and
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's
It looks
crazy,
like
though.
it's floating. It looks like it's floating. And I thought it was cool. I came across it because this guy was talking that too. He's talking about like his old Ford, his Ford truck. And then I found this one, right? Because we're in the new day and age. So Phoenix policeman hilariously stopped driverless Waymo robo taxi for wrong way driving. Who gets the ticket? So here in California and a couple other states, we have driverless taxis. So you can pick them up like an Uber, and they come and there's no driver. It's all on sensors. It's all on cameras. It's data logs. Think of like Google Street View. It's something. It's a car like that. It looks like that. So they've been implementing them, and I've seen a bunch of different things. So in this case, obviously the description doesn't tell the whole story, but there is the cop says it, because when this happens, when it sees the flashing lights, it pulls itself over, and then it calls like a dispatcher or someone to talk to. So the cops telling them there's a construction zone, and it went kind of through the construction zone, and then once it found out that there was cones and this and that, it went on the wrong side of traffic.
Oh, to try to fix itself.
But it just wasn't obeying it. It didn't read any of that, or it read it wrong, I should say. And so it was going on the wrong way of traffic. So people were like, "What the hell?" And the cop saw it, and apparently he was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" And then that he saw, like Waymo taxi or whatever. And even when I think he said when he was trying to pull it over, it kept like doing weird shit, sporadic shit. And so he was talking to the dispatcher. He's like, "I really don't know what to do, but this is what went wrong. Like, do you review the footage or this and that?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I could pull it up." But at the same time, it's like, well, what do you do?
Who are you gonna get a ticket to? Well, I guess that's right there. Who gets a ticket?
Now, like, does the company get a ticket? Because I mean, hey, like, I'm not saying I haven't like cut over something, did something quick or whatever.
Yeah, everybody's done it.
But this thing, like, if it was a person that got caught, it's getting a ticket, it's getting yelled at. Like, does the company get paid or get charged? Also, like, that's scary. Like, you hear about all these old Tesla crashes, and that's with someone in it, right? That's with someone still technically on the steering wheel in the driver's seat. This is completely
empty. There's nobody in there.
There's nothing. And imagine if someone was in the back. They're just like, whoa, like how scary that would be.
I didn't think about that. If they had like an actual passenger.
Yeah, like how could you? I'm sure there's buttons or something where you could push for help. Because I know that too. There's like an override system, I think, where whoever's there can technically, I think, drive it. It's possible for someone to drive.
An emergency.
But I thought it was funny at first, and then you break it down, you're like, damn, that's pretty fucking scary. Like for the
car.
If
I was in that taxi,
yeah,
on the wrong opposite side of traffic,
and you're just seeing it, and it's flying. It's yeah, cops behind you and it's not stopping. You're like, well, what the fuck? What do we do now? So we're in the golden age of technology where we're not gonna see people in
we
driver's
gotta
seats
fix
anymore.
this shit, man. You can't be driving on the wrong side of traffic.
To be fair, like the dispatcher was able to like pull everything up and was like, okay, I see what you're talking about. I mean, the whole software thing, how they're gonna fix it, I don't know.
Can you update iOS 19?
Yeah, dude, it's like you gotta connect. Make sure you're at a charger or something.
That's crazy though, because like you said, there's people back there. If I was in that situation, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. Let's say the company's just like, oh, it'll never happen. Passenger, go in there, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And it does happen. This happens, and the passenger's like,
yeah, what do they do?
what the fuck? You're gonna
They're
teach me how to
stuck in
override
there.
it? I gotta put the code in, the voice recognition or whatever.
Yeah,
I gotta do something. Just hop in the driver's seat and take over.
yeah.
Not only that, say the passenger's able to get into the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
You get pulled over. Now the cops gonna go and be like, "What the fuck were you doing?"
Yeah, I swear it was.
How like
It was the car.
how do you think that conversation is gonna go if you were a police officer and you pull me over and like, hey, it was a self driving car and I guess I jumped in the driver's seat to take
Yeah.
it over in there and be like, yeah, okay,
oh,
Dick, you fucking
really?
how stupid do you think
Yeah.
I am?
You're so. Yeah, sorry. There's so many things like that. I wouldn't. I don't know. Like we're saying, because then.
I don't think I would wanna. I think Felipe. We talked about it with Felipe, and he's like, I'm all for it. Like I'm cool. Like I like moving forward, but I don't want to be the test dummy
Yeah,
to be in those
this
cars
is-
when they're not like 100, when they're not 100 proof yet.
Yeah, that too. Because you think about it, and people bring up the whole Tesla. They're like, the Tesla, it works, it's good. Yeah, it has a couple things here and there. At the same time, you got to think about it. Like this technology only came in within the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
It's very new within the spectrum of how long people have been driving.
Yep.
It's new. It's a newborn baby figuring out that it has hands and feet.
Yeah.
And we're giving it too much credit. Don't get me wrong. We've taken leaps and bounds. There's been leaps and bounds, but we're giving it way too much credit. And it scares me because then you see the people. Okay, because we talk about it, right? Like our new guy is 18. He's only had his driver's license for about 7 months from what he told us, right? Think about that, right? Like even that is just nerve-wracking. Like, damn, 6-7 months. This is like this kid picking up his license. Like this is what it is, this technology, how young it is. And we're like, oh, it's so great. There's going to be a whole generation that grows up if their parents have a Tesla or...
And they're never gonna physically
they're
drive a car.
Yeah. Like there's that video of the girl not driving a Tesla and she's driving like a 4Runner and they could have been playing it up, but she's all like, I have to step on the brake pedal, right? And they're like, yeah, that's how you stop. And then homeboy in the back's like, she's only driven Teslas, and Teslas have that feature where when your foot comes off the gas, it slows down by
like a
itself.
go-kart?
It slowly applies its brakes, so that way when you do it, it's not, it's not
A hard
harsh.
stop.
And she's like, oh my god, and they're like, oh, we're gonna die, like it does this, like. So it is scary because again, as technology moves forward, it eventually it might just be that. But at the same time, it's like we're in this weird gray area where you have us, the generation that grew up,
Driving
and they're-
stick and then driving these cars.
yeah, and they're still driving their own cars. And now the new generation is gonna be, and Teslas are affordable, so it's possible that their first car is gonna be a Tesla. And it's
Yeah.
like, where do we go from there? Like,
16-year-olds in
happen?
high school are gonna have Teslas.
They're gonna have Teslas because their parents are like, I already
They're
have
gonna be
two- I
getting
have
dropped
two,
off by
here you go.
Teslas.
And it's just scary. It's scary, and you see it here with this automated taxi. And I don't know. I'm like you said, like Felipe said, I'm here for it, but at the same time, it's like we're
Still kinda
I think
scary.
we're
Like you said, it's still brand new,
giving
it's
it way
scary.
too much credit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Way too much
just
credit.
like that.
And that too. What if I get in an accident and the car just takes off? What do I do then?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
What do you do then?
Like this one, you said that the car was just driving, didn't see the cones or the concession and just took off.
Because
What if it runs somebody over?
yeah, well,
What
I'm
if it's
sure,
like a dog?
I'm sure there's like, well, I would hope like it detects that there's a crash, right? And
'Cause
then the
I'm-
dispatcher will
Yeah.
see what's going
Because
on.
I'm pretty sure the way it works, it goes by like this. Because I know my car has a sensor. If you get too close to a car and it's going a certain speed, it'll start
Yeah,
beeping.
it'll be- yeah.
If I get too close to the car and I don't get below a certain speed, my brakes just lock. I don't
Yeah.
really like it because it kind of hurts. but it saved me a lot of times before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it'll like,
It's a little
and then
brake
it'll just,
sensor.
it'll just break. So
Yeah,
I'm
it'll brake for
assuming
you.
that, like, if a driverless car, it'll go by the, I don't know what the measuring, what you would use to measure it, but like the amount of impact, like maybe the weight or something like that.
Yeah, no.
That the car would feel. But let's say like you tap somebody, or it's at a stop sign, and it kind of just taps the bike.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And
feel
just
it,
keeps
and it keeps going. But this dude fucking falls off the bike, and he's broken
Yeah.
arm, and the car just takes off.
Because
It wasn't enough.
I mean, I'm sure there's people watching what these cars are doing, but they can't watch all of them.
yeah.
So if it doesn't detect that it hit something and it keeps
Something.
going, when are we gonna find out? Like, we're gonna have to report it, obviously. But it's
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Not only that, like this, they see this happen. I'm pretty sure they don't look at the footage. They don't look back at footage like that unless something happens, because they're like, "Oh, what am I gonna waste my time
Yeah,
looking
because
at that? I don't need to."
if that was the case, as soon as that car started driving on the wrong side of the road,
It would've-
the dispatcher or whatever would have either, like, you could shut it down or
Yeah,
get in
or
contact
move
with
it
the
or-
police, do
Yeah.
something, you know. But no, the cop had to pull it over and then, hi, what's going on? Like, yeah, I pulled this car over because it's driving on the wrong side of the street. And then they were like, oh, let me see what I could. Oh, okay, yeah, I saw it. So it's like, I don't know. There's just so many scenarios, but at the same time,
That's the new world for you.
I mean,
Modern technology.
it's fucking scary.
That's modern technology for you.
Yeah, it's cool, but I still don't. Yeah, that tripped me out. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, you got anything else? That
just
work
that-
week was just quick, so
We've
there's
been
no real-
busy with our 5 to 9s too.
Yeah.
You in particular have a lot of shit to do.
Yeah,
I haven't been here in a while, and I came in and I was like, God damn, this is all the boxes of shit. You're like,
Yeah, we
yo,
got a lot of shirts to
that's a
do.
lot of stuff. But yeah, I didn't get anything last weekend, but I didn't try to get anything last weekend. The weekend before is when I did like five cars in 2 days on Saturday and Sunday. It was pretty cool. It was hot as fuck though.
yeah, that was like one of the
Yeah.
hottest.
And I think
weeks that we
you
had.
were doing something. What the hell did you do?
Yeah. I don't remember. Might have been a haircut.
I think you went out because I remember I asked you, and you were like, oh, I can't.
Yeah.
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 It was that, and then we've been busy with this, and then we're coaching, taking up a lot of our time. So, sorry guys, we haven't. It's hard to schedule. Now it's
Mhm.
harder before. It's harder than before. Before it was harder because we just had work,
Yeah. Now.
and now we have all these
it.
extracurriculars, and we gotta do a bunch of shit.
But it's cool. We'll keep it up.
Keep it up. We gotta talk about our 50th episode. See what we're gonna do.
Yeah, this is gonna be 43, so we got 7 more episodes.
Shit,
So technically 7 weeks. We'll see what we can do.
we got about a month and a half.
See, we'll probably set up like call-ins. We
That
can
would be
do
cool.
call-ins. People come. We'll talk to them. Get a little experience. See what they're up to. All our guests.
Yeah,
That'd be
we
cool.
dope.
And yeah, but this was a short one. I guess it's like kind of like a filler episode. We appreciate you guys listening now. Like we said, we've been busy. We got new shirts out. Head over to theheightsgarage.com. Get yourself a Hawk Chua shirt. Spin on that thing. And yeah, just bear with us. We got a lot of shit going on, and we're trying to get it all done. We do a lot, but we're not problem makers. We're problem solvers. So thank you guys. Follow us at THG_Shop Talk. Listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us at theheightsgarage.com. Follow us at The Heights Garage on Instagram, Facebook, all that. You can follow our detailing business.
The Heights_Auto Spa. The Heights_Auto Spa.
And as always, keep Boy Heights built. See you on the next one.